Oh, I didn't make it.
So close.
Hello. I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates
Fix your sleeves.
our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. Thanks so much for joining us on our keto journey.
Yep, you're over too far.
Okay.
Okay. Just don't put your hand in between the chairs when you scoot over.
Pinches.
It's a good way to pinch your fingers. Okay.
Hey, I see a backpack right there.
Yeah. Well, we're home today, so we don't have to worry about our bandwidth being killed, except we do have to worry about it. Anyway, yesterday was fun.
It's always a worry.
Turns out there were two computers that were uploading stuff to Google Drive at the same time. They were fighting over bandwidth. Except I didn't know which one the second one was. It was Bran. Anyway.
Bran?
Yeah. Randy says, for all those on the East Coast, stay safe and warm. Looks like Becca is here and Rickwin. And Becca says it's 10 here in cloudy Southeast Michigan.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Up from -8. Well, yeah.
You're not going high key today.
Mimi says, good morning, everyone. Betsy says it's 13 here, but a high of 22.
Wow.
Let's see. Carrie says, hello there, everyone. Carrie says, I have both computers. Going Kesha is on the one computer, and I have Keto Chow on this one.
That's funny.
Or Keisha? Unseen Traveler says it's 72 and sunny in Chicago.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm coming over.
Lynette's here, so is Fanny, and Shauna says, good morning, Chris and Miriam. Mike says, good morning, all. Right on time. We were late, actually.
Well, I was trying to clean up the counter a little bit.
We were like 20 seconds late.
There's a box over there.
I like to push the start button before it's actually 9:15. The box over there is test batches of Keto Chow that we've been
testing.
Yeah, new batches that we've been quality control testing.
Yeah.
Before they put them in the bags.
We should put them in a cute bucket because that's completely unnecessary.
Ostensibly, we could actually use the ones that we still have enough to make one serving and then throw the little bit away. Or as Steve likes to say, we could take all the leftovers, mix it together, and call it a suicide.
What if we just contact Holly, find out what Keto Chow Steve is eating, and then we plant him one?
Hey, that's a good idea. Judy Mars says, good morning. Lori is here. Carol says, good morning, all. Happy Saturday.
Good morning.
Let's see. S. McCabe says, good morning. Let's see. Randy says, I will probably still do some version of beef butter, bacon, and eggs. I don't eat hardly any veggies.
Yeah.
I do eat fruits, but that's usually jalapenos.
I think we should have some today.
I don't think we have any.
I can go to the store.
Okay. Catherine says, greetings from snowy Maine. Claudia says, good morning, everyone. Marie is on as well. John says, relaxing with my hot, salted caramel coffee, Keto Chow before scrapbook time. Tara says, happy Saturday. Miriam used to do so much scrapbooking.
I used to.
But we had little children at the time.
And I would do it in the middle of the night. It was my escape. Like, you need to do something to take care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I need to talk to adults that weren't you.
I do not provide adult interaction at all. Debbie says it was close to freezing in Houston this morning, but supposed to get by 60s during the day. Friend on Cape Cod, Massachusetts has snow. Well, they're supposed to get snow on Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Brian's here, says greeting and salutations.
Salutations.
Charlotte's Web says, hope everyone is having a great morning.
I am. Nice. I'm so far so good.
Claudia is watching while on the stationary bike.
Oh, awesome, Claudia! I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Patty says, hi, bears.
Hello.
Let's see. Stacy says it's 9 and snowy here in Maine.
Oh, that's so cold.
This morning, we're going over to my parents' house.
Yes.
And I'm going to help my dad with his networking, with his Wi-Fi setup. We're going to see if we can get him going.
Excuse me.
And then,
I had a sneeze.
Maybe today, I'm going to help the children with their W-2s and filing their taxes.
I just really appreciate that you do that.
Random SD card adapter.
Well, you know. So we keep in our taxes drawer.
Put it on my ear.
No. You still need your hair.
Hey, stop it. Oh. Okay, yes, I do.
You need a new wife who will cut your hair.
Teresa says, good morning, all. And he says it's going to be 32, feels like 28 in Southwest Florida. No. Wow. The South of Florida is not supposed to get that. Suzanne says, morning, I just finished my breakfast of fried eggs and bacon. Hope everyone is having a great Saturday.
That sounds like a...
I'm actually probably going to grab a
breakfast.
Keto Chow on the way out the door.
Okay.
So.
I know when we get there, your mom will want to feed us, so I'll just, eat what she makes me.
Okay.
Or what she makes me make.
Okay. Brooke says, hello. Mike says, 20 seconds is not late. No, if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. And the problem is, Miriam's alarm went off.
At 9.
At 9. It's like, well, okay, it's time to get up.
Time to get up.
So
which is funny
then I'm like, I need to take a shower.
We don't usually sleep in that late, but the last couple of years since the kids don't wake us up, we're like, Saturday is the only day that I can sleep in.
Yeah, Miriam was sleeping in. I was not. I think
we
I'll
get
be
up at
nice
like 5.
plug in
and
Max's
really,
phone.
we should get up at 5 on Saturdays because we would kill the day.
I got up at 6:30, which I actually consider sleeping in.
I think so too.
Yay. Anyway, well, this is Good Morning Chow Hounds. My son wanted chocolate mint in his coffee this morning. I ordered some GF beef gelatin from Thrive Market to see if it helps. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Sonia is here. Sherry says, good morning
Hi,
from
Sonia.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey, Memphis.
Or says, Jim is flying home today from North Carolina. Prayers appreciated. Boy, are his arms going to be tired.
Yeah.
I saw that there were a lot of flights on the East Coast that are being
yes.
canceled because of blizzard conditions. And it is interesting. So around here, we get leftover weather from either Alaska or from Oregon or California. That's just the way that the air currents go. And it always is so funny to me. People will be talking about a bomb cyclone or a blizzard coming, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? We've got high pressure and clear skies. And I'm like, that's right.
You have
completely different weather.
You have different air over there.
Yeah, they get stuff from the Hudson Bay over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope he is safe as well.
We should stop just living in our bubble, right?
My own little world. Carol says, I'm watching while I make chaffles and bacon.
Yes.
What about bacon chaffles?
Sounds amazing.
What about chaffles with bits of bacon?
Mm.
Brooke says, hi from Montana.
Hello.
Every time I hear Montana, I think of the Hunt for Red October.
Nice.
And there was the one Russian guy who he was going to move to Montana. And when he died, spoiler alert, he said, I would so have loved to see Montana. And then he dies.
Oh.
It's sad. So every time I see Montana, I'm like, I got to see it. Usually when I see Montana, we're just barely at West Yellowstone, or we're at
we're just looking.
Mammoth Hot Springs. That's actually the most time I've spent in Montana is in those two places. Rachel says, loving my hot chocolate Keto Chow this morning.
Yum.
For any of you who are new to Keto Chow and you don't know, take Keto Chow and heat it up. And it's delicious.
So
or if you're making it with butter and you're using melted butter and hot water anyway,
just
drink it straight away. Janice says, hey, from Tennessee. I just got my big bottle of electrolytes. How do you get that big cap off?
It's kind of hard. Yeah.
Maybe use a dish
it
towel.
It isn't like a pressure twist one, right?
No,
it's just a regular twist.
It's just a regular. You do have to cut the seal.
Yeah.
Shirley says, having Nespresso coffee and keto peanut butter cookies I just made with a few tablespoons of caramel Keto Chow added. Have a great day. Nice.
That sounds amazing.
Visual Keto says, good Saturday morning, everyone. Hoping everyone has a great weekend. Debbie says, they usually don't get much snow on the Cape. Oh, that's true. Well, it is so close to the ocean.
Well, like we said, we don't really know anything. We live in a bubble.
Jujubee says, -8 in Albany. Coldest days we've lived in New York to date. Wow.
Wow.
Everyone's saying bless you for sneezing.
I sneezed really loud. I'm not used to covering that one.
Allow me to sneeze into my microphone.
Everyone, listen to my sneeze.
Anyway,
that was a girl sneeze.
I know. Lisa says, tomorrow is my birthday, and I haven't had anyone sing to me for many years. Tomorrow? Let's do it right now.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you tomorrow. Swag says, tax time.
Yeah.
Well, we have some friends we were talking with that they have already filed their taxes, and it's because they withheld too much.
Oh.
And so they're getting a massive refund.
So they're excited about that.
Yeah. Which is why I would always, I would have
January 1st.
Like January 1st, I'd start filling out the stuff.
So as soon as you get your W-2.
Get the W-2.
Ready to go.
That's entered. I get all the 1099s entered. The day I'm like, okay, I think I've got it all. Go. Like, I would file the taxes because we had so many children that were being born in December.
And they cost so much money.
They do,
diapers,
but you
formula.
You get
oh
the
my
tax.
Gosh.
You get the write-off on them for the entire year when they're born in December. So if you have twins in December,
that's a good idea.
Then if you have twins in December,
and then you have another one in December.
Yeah, we didn't save as much on him. We already had so many kids at that point. But anyway,
and of course you're not supposed to have kids.
But now,
but it was just kind of
we filed the taxes, and I don't pay it until the last day because we pay a lot of taxes now. We made up for it. SB says good morning. Tuning in to make cheesy omelets with Keto Chow chili. That sounds delicious.
So good. Oh, I want to put that on menu.
We have.
Write that down.
We have.
Where's the pencil?
I don't know. Right here.
Thanks.
Yep. I don't know that pen works.
It's a pencil, so it's.
I don't know that pen works. Anyway, we do have some of the chili in the fridge. Freezer. Let's see. GGB says salty siren coffee, sea salted caramel mocha flavored coffee, perfect for a snow day. And it says good snowing morning, 2 feet of snow on Long Island.
Oh my gosh!
That's when you.
Are you gonna make a snowman?
I like huge snowfalls when I don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, and today might be the day, right?
No. We're not supposed to get snow until Wednesday.
I know, but I'm just saying.
For them, maybe.
Madeline, maybe she can sit at home and look outside. I mean, maybe.
I think big snowfalls are kind of like parades. They're enjoyable as long as you have nowhere to go.
Yeah. Except I like snow better than parades.
Okay.
Except you like snow better than parades.
That's true. This last year, we went to the 4th of July parade in Mount Pleasant, Utah.
It was
little
really fun,
tiny town. Most of the parade, I would say half of the parade, were different fire departments.
Fire departments are beauty pageants of cities.
Yeah.
Because it's this little tiny town, and there's all these little towns around it. Every town has their own beauty pageant, right? So there's like Miss Fairview, Miss Mount Pleasant, Miss Ephraim, Miss Nephi, Miss this. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so cute.
I had more fun at that parade than I think I've had at any parade in my life, except when we walked in the Days of 47 parade. That was actually a lot of fun.
That was fun.
But I think it was because I had nowhere to go and I had nothing to do. I was just sitting back, which I think is the way you're supposed to enjoy parades. But every time I come across a parade, I need to get to the other side because I have an appointment somewhere. And
he's going to die.
Yeah! So I have to go 15 miles out of my way. Anyway.
Yeah, we actually, your mom and I got stuck one time on the other side of a run, in Provo.
Yeah,
and we're like,
you were picking up the kids from TFY.
We
I did the same thing.
Like, we just can't get out.
I needed to literally get across to the other side and pick up the kids, and I couldn't.
And it's especially hard when you don't know what side streets you could possibly go on because you just don't know the city. Hey, Sam, come say happy birthday to Lisa with your balloon.
And your blue blocker glasses that are not prescription. He wants to be cool like Mom.
Yeah, he does.
Let's see. Shauna says it's 38 in Dixon, California, where I'm scrapbooking.
Yay.
Lisa says, thanks, y'all. Visual Keo says, I have an appointment to do my taxes tomorrow. Yay. Betsy says, I know that victory is small to most, but being basically bedridden. I made 5,000 steps yesterday.
Wow.
That's amazing. Good job.
And don't push yourself too hard. You don't want to injure yourself, so be careful.
Yeah.
But good job.
Good job. Or as Coach Z would say, good job.
Good job.
Donna says, I love these live streams. I never know what to say in the comments. I just sit in the background and watch. So good morning, and thank you for a great product, Keto Chow. You're welcome.
Well, glad you're here. And make sure to say hi. You don't have to say anything cool. Just say hi. That's fine, too.
A little bit brighter.
A little bit.
Okay.
It does feel kind of dark in here.
Yeah, well, it's because the lights aren't on. Brian says, I'm heading to one of our local lockers to order a pork belly this morning since Sam's doesn't carry them anymore. Oh, really?
No.
Our Costco carries them. We actually have one in the freezer that I need to defrost and smoke.
Let's do that.
Well, it's going to take a while for it to defrost.
Let's do it on Monday.
What I can do, and what I've been meaning to do, is get out the sous vide and get a couple of the prime ribs going.
Yes. Are those frozen too?
Yeah, they're frozen. They're ready to go. They're already smoked.
Let's put that in the meal plan too.
Prime rib. Anyway, says, hoping my electric master built will suffice to smoke it. Hey, any smoker is better than no smoker. And an oven works if you don't have either.
It's even better if somebody will smoke it for you.
Two Crazy Ketos recently published a video on... They've been trying to come up with creative ways to cook bunches of meat without fancy stuff, like their Nova or their smoker, which is used in the oven.
That's nice.
Yep. Dorothy says, I had some egg white protein bread, French toast. That was a mouthful. But just a tiny sprinkle of sugar-free syrup and lots of butter.
Nice.
Bluto says, every time I hear Montana, my brain sings, I want to see the mountains in your eyes. Okay.
Awesome.
Claudia says, good tip. I'll try it hot.
Yes.
It is good. James is here. Says, having breakfast tacos with Mr. Tortilla, 1-carb tortillas.
Yes.
He's there at your house?
That's so lucky.
Wait. The elders of the internet know who I am?
James, where did you get the Mr. Tortilla 1-carb tortillas? Like, I don't even know that was a thing. Because I've never heard of that.
Probably at Walmart.
Is it really?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see. Tracy says, good morning, beautiful Keto Chow peeps. Carrie says, I'm going to make peanut butter cup Keto Chow soon for tomorrow.
Ooh, that sounds
nice.
Good.
Lisa says, thanks for the super special feelings. Let's see. Maya says, good morning from 10 degree Columbus. 10 degree Columbus. It's a new place. Maya
it's
says,
a
so
cold
gross.
place.
Randy says, I'm not looking forward to getting home and doing my taxes.
That's gross.
It goes back to, are you getting a refund or are you not? I doubt we will ever get a refund again.
Oh, wow.
Betsy says, I guess I'm being below the poverty level. I don't have to do taxes. A lot of times it's good to do it anyway because then you get a refund.
Yes.
Depending on how much you made. I don't know. I'm going to make my kids do their taxes. Well, I'm going to help my kids do their taxes so that they can get a refund on any federal tax they paid.
By that you mean Audrey and Haley?
No, you guys as well.
You earned money.
Well, we'll look and see how much, if at all, federal tax you paid.
Here it is.
And if you did, then we'll file taxes so that you get it back because you are below the standard deduction.
Is it?
Sam paid $6.77 in federal income tax and $29.75 in state income tax.
That's not a lot.
No, but depending on your risk tolerance, it'd be worth, or whatever. Depending on your how much effort you want to put into it, it'd be worth doing. Anyway.
Max, your backpack is right there. I can see it in the frame.
His Mark Rober backpack.
Yeah, do you want to show it?
Randy says, Chris, I hear you. I scheduled my tax payment until just before the April 15th deadline. Carrie says, I got some money back this year that I thought I wasn't going to get back.
This is a Mark Rober backpack. It's super expensive, but I knew it would make him happy, so we just got it anyway.
Shauna says, my second W-2 came in the mail Friday while I'm gone, of course, so Monday, doing my taxes. Becky says, it looks like there's plenty of gingerbread Keto Chow left. I'll have to order some more. Yeah, we were afraid that it was going to sell out.
Like last week.
Yeah, last week, but yeah.
We still have a little bit.
We still have a little bit.
I should have that for breakfast.
Yeah, and when it's out, it's out.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't determined whether we're bringing it back as a seasonal flavor for Christmas or not.
And if we did, that's a year away.
If that's a concern for you, to be able to have gingerbread Keto Chow next year or during the summer.
Or ever again.
You should get some now while there is still some. Because as of right now, we have no plans to bring it back.
I should take some and buy it and put it under the bed?
Probably.
Okay.
Marie says, I grew up in western Montana. I love it there.
Nice.
Wow, that's close to Idaho. Nice. Let's see. Catherine says, more enjoyable when you don't have to manually shovel the snow.
Yes.
But at least I have tomorrow off to deal with that.
Yeah.
Alice says it just started snowing here in Maine, expecting up to 2 feet. Wow.
Oh, wow. And, Catherine, you can get a good workout if you shovel the snow.
Yep.
So there's that.
Just don't be one of the statistics of people who haven't done anything for months and then they have a heart attack because they're shoveling snow.
Oh, yeah, we don't want you to have a heart
attack. Let's see. Randy says it's interesting that I pay more in taxes since I retired as I did working. Something wrong with that picture. Yeah, you're right. Clay says I made a Keto Chow shake using unsalted butter. Gotta say, I like it better with salted butter instead.
I
do too.
Sorry.
Let's see. Madeline says, "Yep, happy to be nowhere to be today, so let it snow all at once."
Mm-hmm.
Too Crazy Kia says, "Good morning, family, from a freezing South Florida. It's 45. That is not freezing."
That is not freezing.
This is so funny. 45, right? So we saw on the weather last night that it was 53 in St. George. St. George is just down from us 3 hours, right? So I'm like, I wonder if I could go on a hike. And St. George would be warm enough to go on a hike with a jacket, right? So I'm like planning out in my mind, like to drive 3 hours to go on a hike for maybe an hour and then drive back. Like, oh, thank you. Yeah. Would that be worth it just for the 53 degrees? I'm like, I kind of like that idea since it's like 16 here.
Yeah. It's all a matter of perspective, right? Mm-hmm. Dorothy says, "I like salted butter the most too, Claudia." Kathy's here. Linda says, "Good morning. Got the banana to try."
Yay.
Nice. Joe, did you ever put your banana pie recipe? I know there's a video.
Oh, is it on the site? We got the stuff for it forever ago.
Too Crazy Ketos banana cream pie. It knows exactly what I want. November 22nd, 2021.
Look at those glasses. You're so cool.
There's Joe and Rachel, although it's super low quality. And why is closed captioning turned on? Okay, anyway.
Are you sure? You are?
Yeah. So there's the recipe.
Oh, there it is.
So it's made with scrambled eggs, coconut milk, powdered swerve. You've got banana emulsion. Yes, we do. And banana keto chow. Make a crust. Crust. Holy cow of your choice. They have the coconut flour one. Anyway, we do still need to make that.
Yeah, let's make that today too.
Linda says, okay. Dorothy says, "Too Crazy Ketos, 45 is not freezing." Yes, not to be a pedant, but that is not freezing.
It's okay. I'm sure people don't think that we're weird when we have 16 degrees is cold, and they're like -30, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. We don't know what cold is.
Right,
when you go outside and your eyelashes freeze.
My family says, "Somebody left their snow at my house. I'd appreciate it if they picked it up." Right? Kimberly says, "Hi, everyone. I'm here just enjoying my coffee with butter and eggs." Let's see. Marie says, "I just bought a 3-pound pack of bacon and some pieces for $8. Great deal."
That is great.
A lot of times, if you can't find that anywhere, you will be able to find it at Walmart. And sometimes it's by the bacon, and sometimes it's by the sausage, which I don't know why, but they're often in different places.
Yeah.
Or like you'll find it over by the lunch meat.
Oh, and did you know at our little Walmart, the duct tape is by the candy, not by the school supplies?
What?
I went to the store just to buy him duct tape and all the seasonings I needed to refill.
Okay.
And I looked and looked and looked. I even went back into the store and still couldn't find it. He's like, "It's by the candy." Why would I look by the candy for duct tape?
A lot of times if you pull up the Walmart app and you search for something, it will tell you which aisle it's on.
I didn't think of that. Okay. I just thought I wanted to get home and I was in a hurry.
Well, because, Mom, there's the candy and then there's a little rack of duct tape.
And also dog food. And
Oh,
Suzanne says, "Thanks for the reminder to take out my pork belly out of the freezer for tomorrow's meal prep."
Yay! Oh, Suzanne.
Too Crazy Keto says, "Today's video shows you how to cook a pork belly like a brisket in the oven." Nice. Which we're just talking about that, right? Dorothy says, "I need to go look for pork belly at grocery outlet next time I go. They usually have a lot of keto type stuff discounted.
Oh, that's
Monk fruit
awesome.
sweetener, half the price." Hey, Sam, stop making the noise.
It's difficult for us to focus when you're right by us.
Randy says, "I'll have to watch that for that video." Too Crazy Ketos. Nancy says, "Stock up on Keto Chow and Essentials. The truck convoy should soon affect shipping in the U.S. too." Yeah. Pamela says, "I'm having my first Keto Chow shake with just almond milk."
Nice.
Now, be aware, if you don't add any fat, any heavy cream or butter or anything like that, you need at least 10 grams of fat to absorb the vitamins. So if you only use almond milk, it's going to taste great, and it's going to be a good source of protein, but it won't give you all the vitamins that we want you to have. So just be aware of that. If you're making that as a conscious decision, then that's great.
Fine.
Let's see. Tara says, "This cold weather has me wanting soup. Why are we buffering?"
I don't know.
There shouldn't be anything going on as of this morning.
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm going to change the bit
Okay.
rate.
Cold weather wants soup. Planning to try my hand at making some chicken noodle soup using savory chicken, keto chow, and hearts of palm noodles today. Ooh, that's a great idea. Make sure you throw some chicken in there too. And if you don't have fresh chicken or frozen chicken, you can always use those little cans of chicken We have never used those before, and I started buying some for like food storage purposes, and so then we had to use them because we had them. But I'm really surprised how quick and easy it is just to throw like canned chicken into stuff when you just need a little bit more. So that's kind of fun.
The bandwidth issue might actually be me. I told some stuff to install on that computer this morning.
You're
it might not be done yet. Dorothy says, love the balloon and dance backpacks. Balloon dance and backpacks, sweet. Nice. Kendra says, I just heard about combining salted caramel and peanut butter to make a Snickers.
Yes, it's so good.
And chocolate toffee with peanut butter tastes an awful lot like Butterfinger. Just say.
It's so good.
This is hashtag cook it like a brisket.
Yes.
Janice says, 2 Crazy Ketos and Keto Chow have really brightened my keto journey. I've upped my protein and started losing weight again.
Yay,
so happy.
Janet.
Focus on protein.
Yep.
Protein is
you
so
feel so much
important.
better when you get proper protein.
That is true. I'm going to up the bandwidth just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see. Camille Bryce says, Karen will be walking around the house and just randomly holler out, smoke it like a brisket.
I could
Drop
see
it
her.
like it's hot.
I could see her doing that.
She's just a firecracker. Anyway,
I love
Becca
her
says,
so
according to the sales bar and the Gingerbread page, there's plenty. There you go. Sonny says, yeah, is there still Irish cream available? Yes.
Yep.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Maya says, Chris, you're killing me. Gabrielle says, I love gingerbread. It wouldn't let me order more than 3 packs last time.
Oh, no. We got to fix that.
I
don't know if that's a thing. I mean, look up gingerbread.
There we go. Let's try it.
Let's go.
It's a me, Mario.
It should not do that.
So here we have the limited time flavors are up here at the top.
Giant water bottle.
So, let's keep on going. Actually,
that was Yummy Max.
99. Add to cart. Ooh, 495. I should definitely add a discount code if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looks like it does work.
I wonder what was happening. Did you reach out to customer service by chance?
Oh, yes. If you have any problems, they'll solve it. Down here in the bottom, you can click on the little thing, contact us directly. They'll answer your questions. That's a good thing to do. Good point, Mary. Speaking of the office, we got a notification on our phones that a DoorDash delivery got dropped off.
Yeah, it was McDonald's.
I was like, is that still there?
I didn't look.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone anymore.
Anyway.
I wondered if it was maybe one of the employees and they just didn't put their home address or something in there.
They probably got a notification like, oh, man.
But he did take a picture of it so you'd be able to see where it was.
Kevin says, workout for sure. I'm going to fuel up with warm mocha keto chow. Maybe the caffeine will help.
Good idea.
Shari says, good morning from Kelso, Washington.
Good morning, Shari.
Carol says, explain to me if gingerbread sells so well, why not have it all the time? Because it's the same reason why eggnog and pumpkin spice caramel, we restock those in the fall. They're seasonal flavors. They do not sell well
in the summer
at all.
Yeah. And they do still sell. It's not completely zero. Mm-hmm. But we're just trying to make good decisions.
We ended up having to throw a bunch of it away because it ended up expiring. And so rather than doing that, we will stock up a bunch on the eggnog and the pumpkin spice caramel, the different flavors that are seasonal. We'll stock up those in the fall and wintertime, and then they'll be available until they sell out. And right now, the gingerbread is available until it sells out. We haven't, because that's a limited edition flavor, we have not made a decision as to its future disposition. We will make that decision when it sells out.
Yep.
Let's see. It says I started wearing shorts and flip-flops. It's 45 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Carrie says one of the keto chows that I have is natural strawberry. It's monk fruit, and the other strawberry is not monk fruit, and it is sucralose.
That's right.
Great. That's the difference between the two, by the way.
Good
Randy
job.
says everyone have a great weekend. Time to go to do our laundry at the RV resort.
Oh, how fun.
Let's see. Sherry says gingerbread is the best. Care Bear says gingerbread is my new favorite. Too Crazy Keto says people were wearing earmuffs and long winter parkas. You guys.
I think it's funny
how are
you
the
even
owls?
own those things.
Are the owls okay?
They probably don't care.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Nia says, I think Heike cookies are on sale at Costco. Ooh, don't tell that to me.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a bad relationship with. I am trying to cut out all keto treats right now. If it's not made with keto chow, I'm trying not to eat it. Becca says I've been living on hot gingerbread or meat since I came down with the not COVID
Oh, okay.
Marie says, can you link to that video? I think, Joe might have put a link to it, but
Oh, yeah.
I will put a
There you
link in right now. So that's the link
for the
to
banana pie?
the banana
You
pie.
gotta make that.
Yeah, and Joe did put a link to it. Good job, Joe.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Sit up straight.
Betsy says, I watched the Mandela Effect. I enjoyed the nerd part, but I have no idea if any of it was legit.
Oh, okay.
There was one show.
That?
It's Scorpion. We still haven't finished watching that.
That's a cute show.
Some of the stuff they have on Scorpion was legitimately real, and some of it I was just like, no.
Yeah. But if you don't know what they're talking about, it sounds cool.
Now, allow me to go off on a tangent for a little bit. This is one of the issues that Dr. Peter Ballerstedt has. And it's one of the reasons why he's trying to get his keto community and his raising cows and feeding them community together, his rancher community. Because a lot of times in the keto community, we will say things that we think is right, but is based on we heard it from someone else, and there's a word for that, and it's a factoid.
Mm-hmm.
Oid means like something but not real. Like an android is like
A person.
a human, a man, but not real. It's a fake man. A factoid sounds like a fact, but it's not. So when you hear people talking about pasture-raised, grass-fed, no antibiotics for cows. Yeah. When you hear that about beef, it doesn't mean what you think it means. And the importance of that is not what you think as well. And if you have a conversation with an actual person that raises cows, and you say some of the stuff that is repeated ad nauseum, because people think that it sounds good, they're not going to take you seriously because they know that what you're talking about isn't real and isn't factual. It's kind of like if you're watching, I don't know, you're a lawyer and you're watching some law show and you're like, what are you talking about? Or if you're a welder and you're watching some show where they're, I don't know, working on an oil platform or something like that, you're like, what the heck?
You wouldn't do that. That's not safe.
So, and Peter Ballerstedt's concern is that that people are in the ranching community are going to hear about this keto thing, this low carb thing, and there's the opportunity for them to improve their life.
Yes.
And they may not take that opportunity because the people who are telling them about this keto low carb thing are also saying things that are nonsensical about raising cows and the realities of raising cows and the things that actually are important. For instance, a lot of people think that grass-fed beef is better for you because it has higher omega-3s. It does technically have higher omega-3s, but it does not have it is not a good source of omega-3s. Anyway, if this is all kind of like, what are you talking about, Chris? If you go to Diet Dr. Peter Ballerstedt, if I can spell it right, this right here. So the Diet Doctor podcast with Dr. Peter Ballerstedt. It's very interesting because Dr. Brett Scher,
he's a cardiologist.
He is a cardiologist. He starts off the podcast talking about how, hey, here's some stuff that I know is important about beef consumption.
Yeah.
And you can either listen to it or you can watch it.
Okay.
And by the end of it, Dr. Ballerstedt has very kindly helped him understand some more factual stuff. Max, that's really...
He's like opening packages over and over and over.
No, I think he's playing with...
whatever it is, it's making a noise. I don't know if you can hear it, but we can hear it. Okay. Peter Ballerstedt talked to Brett Scher and helped him to understand like what those terms
things
mean.
and what things are really important, what have
Yeah.
substantial impacts on people's nutrition, things like that.
Because I think we've said before, like what we've learned from Peter is all cows are grass-fed, right? No rancher can afford to feed them grain all the time.
It is unsustainable
It wouldn't
financially.
work anyway. So the fact that people feel like they're, imprisoned and feeding and eating grain and being so unhappy, like the ranchers care about their cows. And I'm sure that there are some places that are better than others.
And
I'm
there are
not
some
saying
places that are problems.
That's not
You only
true.
ever see the problem ones in PETA documentaries. Anyway.
Yeah. So I think that that's our misconception. Like we always assume that cows are mistreated or chickens are mistreated, and then we're going to the store and eating them, and so we have to try to find a place that's reputable or whatever. But I think it's really difficult to find those sources. But just becoming educated, like Chris was saying, about like what really is happening. They're not giving them antibiotics because they want us to be poisoned. Like
They actually give them antibiotics because it changes their gut bacteria composition, so they stop belching and producing methane.
Which is something I had no idea about, and what we always assume is they're doing it for bad reasons, right?
Yeah.
And it's just because we don't know, and what we don't know, we don't know, and so that's why we're here to learn, right?
That's right. Okay. Choo choo. Let's see. Okay, that's where we were at. Carrie says Miriam went quackers and getting duct tape.
Yep.
Let's see. Mike says we call them baby Walmart. We do too.
Yeah,
Sharon says heading to Disney World next week, and I have my Keto Chow packed and ready to go. Liz says I bought my daughter pretty crafty duct tape in the rainbow glitter and unicorn patterns.
Love it.
Yeah. And Carol says I buy pork belly at the Hispanic grocery store. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Where is one by us? There was one by our old house.
Well, we got Rancho Markets, but they're pretty far from us.
Yeah. Maybe
we live in the
pick
south
one
end
up
of the
for us.
valley. Well, we can just go to Costco and get them there. Or we have one that we can go shopping in our freezer because there's one right there.
Right.
Pamela says, okay, thank you. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, Joe put the banana cream pie video. Jason says, sounds like a warm Keto Chow kind of day.
Yeah.
Dorothy says, my second Keto Chow order should be here on Monday. In the meantime, what to do with my last one of chocolate peanut butter?
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know. Make it hot.
Make it hot.
Jan says, Pamela, I'm still learning too. Great. Betsy says, I made meatloaf without any keto chow. It's just not as good.
It's kind of fun how it like holds things together, right?
And Two Crazy Kyo says, if you can't find pork belly, check Asian markets. All Asian markets will carry it.
Nice.
Patty says, I've been making chocolate toffee with peanut butter powder. That's a good way to do it. Let's see. Dorothy says, thanks, Claudia. That's what I'm thinking, and we'll do. Will says, I can find interesting stuff at the Carniceria, too, the Mexican meat market.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's nice.
Swang says, have a great weekend, all. Jumping off to make my Costco run.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
It gets too crowded. Costco's like crazy crowded.
Yep. Maya says, at a minimum, votes for annual return of gingerbread, if not permanent.
Thank you.
Two Crazy Kill says, my YouTube app just decided to close and install an update while I was watching. So annoying.
Got kicked out.
Matt says, back home from vacation and only 1 pound up. Thank you, Keto Chow. Nice. That's probably just water.
Great job, Matt.
Catherine says, the owls are fine. Iguanas, not so much.
Oh, yeah, we were seeing that. People are posting about them falling out of trees, and I'm like, that's unfathomable to me.
Ashley says, a high of 64 here today and sunny. Maya says,
I
hot
would come
gingerbread
hike with
is
you.
incredible. Dania says, well, hikey cookies for the banana pie you were talking about. You can do it that way for the crust.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
Mike says, if it's not made by cows, pigs, or Keto Chow, then skip it. Sean says, interesting, since I got my Invisalign trays on Wednesday, I have not woken up with a headache. Really?
That is weird. Super weird.
New trays that better alignment?
Good.
You need to get your head aligned.
I didn't think
see.
about doing that.
Betsy says, love the oid. MJ says, walked on crunchy snow at Wildlife Reserves, saw red cardinals.
Oh, how pretty.
Nice.
That's so fun.
Do you have snowshoes yet?
I don't have
seriously though,
snowshoes.
Snickerdoodle cookies and Snickerdoodle Keto Chow ice cream is seriously delicious.
Nice.
Catherine says, confirmation bias. Yeah.
Right.
It's one of my favorite biases. Actually, survivorship bias is my favorite bias.
Because?
Which is people who successfully did something are the ones who talk about it. So, and you see this in the keto community.
Yep.
You see this in multi-level marketing.
It's your 100 days thing too.
Yeah. Well,
That's a thing.
yeah. If somebody was successful at something, they tend to talk about it.
Yeah.
If somebody was not successful at something, they tend
they don't
not
talk about
to talk about it. And so when you go to look at things, there will be a bias in even reviews, which is why a lot of times it's a good idea to read the negative reviews and not so much the positive, because there will tend to be a survivorship bias. Because 100% of people who survived the plane crash said that the pilot did a good job.
Okay.
So, anyway.
But less than that are not going to say anything because they can't talk.
They can't talk. So, survivorship bias.
That's kind of sad.
I don't remember if that is one of the logical fallacies. No, that's not one of the logical fallacies.
I'm pretty sure.
I never took a
It's
philosophy
usually not
class.
the pilot's fault, right?
No.
Isn't it like the
Denise
wind?
says avoid the oid. That's right. Mike says, or I imagine if when your doctor is watching the CDC talk about science. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Bliss says, I had an actual college professor that taught that cattle were destroying the planet. Very pernicious factoid. Dr. Ballerstedt really gets on that as well. He talks about the truth about sustainability of meat. A lot of the factoids that are cited about how much beef is destroying the planet is there was like a UN. I'm not going to get too much into the weeds, but there have been studies that were done that provided data that gets cited over and over again. The problem is that original data they realized they did it wrong and they retracted it.
Yeah.
And, or for instance, you see how much water it takes to grow beef. The statistics where it talks about that, they're counting the natural rainfall that happened on every piece of ground where the cow pastures. And so, yeah, by that measure, it does take a lot of water to grow beef. But they're not using that water to give
You're not
water
taking it away
to
from people to give it to the cows.
Yes.
You're getting it from the sky, literally.
Yep.
But that's not understood. So yeah.
And I would just recommend, just if this is something that interests you, the sustainability of beef, whether or not you're destroying the planet by eating beef, all that sort of stuff, I would just recommend checking out Dr. Peter Ballerstedt and joining the Ruminati, as we call ourselves. There is a secret handshake, but I'm not going to show it to you.
There isn't.
There is a secret handshake. It looks like milking an udder.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Anyway, but yeah, check out Dr. Peter Ballerstedt. And if you spell it wrong, Google should fix it for you.
Yeah, it's a weird spelling. So.
Yep. Betsy says, who's the keto dentist?
There's a lot of keto dentists.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one.
Carrie says, then how do people say that cows are even fed candy? I have a doctor that said that happens. They can feed them stuff like that, but it messes up their gut biome.
Yeah.
Mike says, plowing under pasture to grow soybeans to turn into fake meat in factories is more harmful to the environment. Bet you don't hear that on TV. That's right.
Yeah.
Lisa says, hey, I'm new to the program. Can you explain the number in the left top of the package? The vitamin content.
Should I get a package real quick?
Well, I can just...
Hey, there's a package. I don't even have to hold it in my hand.
So let's go to Learn Nutrition. See the nutrition info for flavor. Oh. By the way, I added this yesterday.
That's too many numbers.
Okay, but check this out. If you type mint, here's chocolate mint.
Okay.
And this will give you decimals because we're only able to put.
It's still too many.
We're able to round.
Still too many numbers.
Okay, well, still, if you want to get the exact numbers, by the way, I just added this yesterday.
Okay.
You can get the exact numbers because for instance, on the nutrition panel, we're not supposed to have decimal carbohydrates or decimal fibers or things like that. So
it's because it confuses people.
Yeah. So here we have banana.
All right.
So the top left of the package vitamin content. I'm not sure where it is that you're talking about that.
Is the single meals on the other side, or is that the same?
The single meals, single meals. This is only showing the back. So, for instance, here, root beer float.
Or do they mean the net carbs?
I don't know. On the front, it does show the net carbs. But that's coming from it shows you the little stuff there. So actually, Lisa, I'm not sure what you're asking about. Sorry. Here, I'll tell you what to do.
Well, she said vitamin content. So where does it say vitamin?
Okay. Oh, we're covering it up. In the bottom right corner on every page on our website, there is a little floaty thing.
Okay.
Maybe it pops up.
Yeah.
You can ask our customer service team in there, and they can give you specifics.
Yeah.
Problem is, our heads are covering that up. Anyway, Betsy says, I think most animal owners love their stock. Tigger's Crazy Keto says, Factoid, meat eating contributes to the greenhouse effect, and soy is better for the planet. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Eating meat contributes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then the fact is, farming of soy and other vegetables puts more pollution into the air than cattle. Also, if you care about if you care about animals, don't buy stuff that was factory farmed because they kill little fuzzy bunnies when they harvest stuff. What? Just saying. Pamela says, just add a tablespoon of Kerrygold. My husband is asking, what are you doing?
They kill bunnies when they have us make soy?
When the combine harvesters go along, it kills a lot of wildlife.
Okay, because they're
when
in the
wheat
fields.
Is harvested, yes, it is not a pretty thing.
So if you care about the little pheasant that made its little home and the little mice, then
Maya says, so instead of carnivore or ketovore, my diet has become chowivore.
Yeah.
Marie says Rancho Markets. It's really far from us. It's so far.
It's 20 minutes.
Like says, we have several Hispanic market chains here. They sell the lowest cost produce so far.
Yeah.
Suzanne says, in Utah, I go to Costco on Sunday morning for less crowded shopping.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you don't have a problem going to Costco on Sunday, Utah is the place to go shopping on Sunday.
Yeah, you should.
I still wouldn't recommend it because I think that those guys should get a day off too. But
that's true. Well, they probably get a day off sometime.
Maya says, and I finally broke 240, weighed in at 238 this morning. Mike says, chickens too. I forgot about the chickens.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot values. Becca says, I gained weight when I was sick, living only on Keto Chow, but for a lot of that time, it was the only thing I could taste.
Here's a ball of water.
A ball of water.
That's the noise Max was making.
GGB says, my mom got us all snowshoes for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, Catherine says, survivorship bias. History is written by the winners. It is.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, and I think that's something that's important to think about with your keto journey too. Like you're following a bunch of people and they're going to be telling you what worked for them, but that doesn't mean it necessarily is going to work for you. And so it's something to take into account. Like we want to try different things from different people, but maybe our body can't handle the things.
Yeah.
Right. So Audrey and I were working on making some ice cream last night, and she's like, "You need 1.5 cups of strawberries," and I'm like, "For a pint?
A cup and a half?
A cup and a half?" And she's like, "You said it was keto malt." That was when we put it into 4 pints.
Yeah.
You know, and I think she just didn't realize that that's a lot of sugar because we eat strawberries, but she doesn't realize that I eat 2 strawberries and she eats 10 strawberries. Like, so I feel like we still need to kind of keep in mind, like, just because somebody else can do it and be successful doesn't mean that we can do the same thing and be successful. We have to learn about our bodies. We have to learn what our limitations are.
Yeah.
Like we look at, people online. Who's that? The really buff guy, Thomas DeLauer.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure he burns a lot more calories way faster than I do because he's just so much more fit.
Well, Joe is saying that him and The Rock are like the same age.
Yeah.
And the same weight. Or no, he was the same weight
they're not
when he first started his keto. Yeah, they're not the same weight anymore, but I think it was that The Rock is like 270 or something like that, or 250. He's like, yeah, we're not the same. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but I'm kind of like I'm kind of on this whole journey, like being honest with myself, finding out what my limitations are, and not being disappointed by those limitations, but figuring out what I can do. that can help me be successful, and not beating myself up because I can't be so-and-so. Like, that's not helping me on my journey. Like, I need to do things that will work for me. So that's kind of where I've been focusing a lot lately. Honest with myself, get to know myself, what works, what doesn't work. And we can share that, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for you either. So there's that thought.
Shauna says, so the people who didn't survive didn't leave a review, right?
Yeah.
Purple A says, hit the like button, folks. Let's see. Yarn About Sandy says, I love the gingerbread. Keep that one coming. Let's see. Slowcar says, the Ruminati. Yeah, it is. He calls it he actually has a Facebook group called the Ruminati.
So
Maya says, I love when Chris cracks himself up. I laugh at all my jokes. Julia says, need a Keto Chow this month. Absolutely love it. I also made Keto Chow chili and biscuits, having hot chocolate this morning.
Julie, what a yummy day.
Sandra says, my doctor says that once the cows are fed grain, this will make them diabetic. I don't know that it makes them diabetic. Well, because,
here's them fatten up.
Now, here's something that we need to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Cows don't eat grass. Okay?
Their stomachs eat grass.
The bacteria in their stomachs, in their rumen, eats cellulose and other sugars, which cellulose is a sugar. Fiber is a sugar. We just can't process it.
Yes.
So cows don't eat grain. They don't eat grass. They don't eat any of it. They actually live off the bacteria that they have growing in there. You could almost think of it as you have a giant pressure vessel or a big pot, and you dump random stuff into it with bacteria, and the bacteria turns
it's breaking it
down. And then every once in a while you take out the bacteria and you turn that into meat or cream or milk. And that is literally what cows are doing. They are a bioreactor, which is why, in theory, the bacteria in their stomach could break down Skittles and other candies. They're not set up for that. So, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So the cows are, because it's not a monogastric like humans are or pigs are. We only have the one stomach chamber. I was going to say one stomach, but that's a misconception. Anyway.
We don't have more than one.
Well, cows don't have more than one stomach. They have multiple chambers. Anyway, so it is important to remember. And once you get that in your head, that the cows aren't actually eating the grass. They're chewing the grass, but it's the bacteria. And so they are insulated from what they're eating. What they eat has less of an effect on their health and wellness than they're just really cool. Cows are freaking amazing.
Cows are cool. And the fact that you can have that big of an animal living off of bacteria.
Yeah. Well, it's like whales living off of plankton.
And plankton's like this tiny little boof of a thing, right?
Yep.
So,
bacteria is even smaller.
We should eat some whale. That sounds
okay. Blue says the top left of the front, the version number. Okay.
Oh, okay.
If that's what you're talking about.
We can geek out some more.
Okay. So, Keto Chow
Chris is
log.
an engineer, and so he deals with computer things. And so every time there's a new version of a computer thing, it has a number. And so he decided to do that with Keto Chow, because then we can keep track of what ingredient or thing we have changed. So that is actually smart and geeky at the same time.
Yep. It's the version number.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Too fast. I can't focus my eyes.
You go all the way down to the very bottom, and you have the initial release. And then it just changes from there. Little iterative changes as time went on.
Yep.
So that's what that number means. Okay.
There you go.
Top left corner of the front. Duh. Okay.
Well, I was wondering what the front looked like, but we didn't actually look at the front.
Yeah, top left of front of the pack. There you go.
Thank you, Lisa.
It's mostly to keep things straight because there's changes that are always happening.
Well, and then if we ever have a problem, if you guys come back and say, hey, something tastes weird, we can look at the lot number, we can look at the batch, and we can look at the version number and see if there's anything.
Yeah, the V is for version.
That.
Yeah, Betsy says V 2.51. There you go.
Yep.
Pat says, good morning,
Thank
Keto Chow
you.
friends. I had apple pie Keto Chow waffles with sugar-free syrup and walnuts. Love weekend
Yum.
waffles.
Oh, apple
Weekend
pie waffles.
waffles.
I'm going to write that down too.
Kendra says,
Apple
oh,
pie.
we don't have pheasants here in central Pennsylvania anymore. Oh, yeah, I guess so, probably. Let's see. Andrew says, I lost 5 pounds on Keto Chow while sick. It broke my stall.
Oh, man.
I would recommend not breaking a stall that way, though.
Yeah,
But
just stay well.
if it's going to happen anyway. Like it says, I don't care for the apple pie Keto Chow cold. I'll have to try it hot. Definitely do.
Try it. Mm-hmm.
Andrea's here, says good morning.
Hi. She just said she was talking
Yeah.
to us.
Well, then she said good morning after that.
Okay.
Yeah, Jujubee says the Rock is 49 and 260 to 275 depending on his cut. There you go.
Can you imagine?
Patrea's here.
Can you imagine having shoulders like that? Oh, excuse me, door. Let me get through.
Jujubee says the Rock.
Right?
Well, it's the game plan. Dwayne Johnson's in the game plan, and he has a daughter that he didn't know about, and he takes
That's
her
what the
over.
title of the show
Yeah, it's called
is?
the game plan.
Are you sure?
And his daughter is a ballerina, and he takes his daughter to the ballerina thing, and at one point the lady is like teaching him how to be a tree.
She talks.
And
him
she's
into
going
being
along
in
the back
thing.
of his shoulders, and she's like, ooh.
It's really cute.
It's a funny
It's
show.
really cute. But I like that he got so exhausted from doing that.
Yeah,
She's like,
not
"See?"
real athletes. Not real athletes. Let me show you.
It's so cute.
The Crazy Kyo says, I don't look or work out like Danny Vega, which means I can't eat like Danny Vega.
Right.
Trace is surprised you're still here. So are we. It's because we were having a good discussion.
That's right.
For once.
We're talking about cows, and Chris can't stop talking about cows. I can't stop eating cows because they're delicious.
Nerd.
I had 2 hamburgers yesterday twice.
Oh, that's true.
And dinner.
I should probably smoke some more of those. By the way, if you didn't know this, if you have a smoker, take frozen hamburgers, stick them in the smoker, maybe put some salt on top, smoke them. The frozen meat will take up the smoke really good. Depending on how hot you're smoking it, if you need them quick, like it's like, oh, I forgot to cook anything, and it's like 6 o'clock, and we need to be eating in 30 minutes, I'll do it at like 350. If I have time, I'll do it at like 225. Then maybe take like 2 hours to smoke hamburgers, and then they come out pink like it.
They look like you just got them out of the freezer and
you look at them, and you're like, what the heck? They're amazing.
They're still yummy.
Anyway.
So you can't feed that to new people because they freak out.
They do freak out.
Like my family's like, what? The what?
Yep. Tara says, for me personally, I've learned that heavy cream causes me to stall.
See? And that's so great. Like, Tara, we need to learn about these things. And just because it's keto or just because a lot of other people do it doesn't mean that we can.
Okay. Woodhouse says grains do inflame cows. That's the mechanism that causes them to put on more fat. Yeah, and it does, like they're less impacted by what they eat, but they are still impacted.
Yes.
Anyway, Mike says cows are amazing. Radical Geek says I'm definitely in love with the gingerbread. Why don't you marry it? Becca says I added daily minerals to my coffee. Maybe I should put electrolytes in my water too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. K Rosa says put on weight because all they do is eat all day long. Well, in that they feed them grass up until that final stage.
Yeah.
And then it is what is buzzing?
Stop
over
making
there?
that make a sound.
Ruth's phone because her friends are close.
Oh. It's not Sam. Sam's like,
Sam's
it's not
like,
me. Anyway, at the very end of their life, they will sometimes take them to a feed lot where they do feed them a lot.
Did Kate go to voice lessons?
I hope she went to voice lessons. We actually should probably get off so we can make sure that she gets there.
Well,
Dorothy
it's over.
says, is it over?
Yeah, she's supposed to be home in 15 minutes.
Hey, Sam, can you go check and see if Kate went to voice lessons?
She did. I saw her leaving.
Oh, she did?
Okay, thanks.
Fantastic.
Now we know, and you all know too. Kate went to voice lessons.
So Carrie says, I just went through a master class, and Dr. Livinggood says that conventional cows are acidic, and you can get cancer, and we need to eat grass-fed. I was like, that's so wrong. Okay, living organisms have to tightly control their pH level, their acidity or non-acidity. I'm sorry, their basic, the pH level. To claim that a cow that eats something like that would be more acidic is ignoring basic biology and physiology and chemistry.
So what we're saying is he didn't know what he was talking about. There's a health teacher one of our kids had, and they came home from school and they're like, they said that ketosis isn't even a thing, and it doesn't even, like, your body doesn't work and that way. And I'm like, just do the answers that they're going to want you to do and then pass the class. Like, you don't have to agree with them.
Yep.
You're required to take this class. This is the only health teacher at this school. We can't change your class. Like, you know what you know, and that's okay.
We did try to get that teacher to show her the students fathead kids instead of Super Size Me.
Which, if you guys haven't seen that show,
Fathead Kids,
you need to watch it. It's really good at explaining things in an easy, understandable way.
Fathead Kids. We have the Blu-ray.
Yeah. There's a book, which is super cute. So he wrote the book first, but then he went ahead and made a video about it.
Yeah, it's by Tom Naughton.
He's so funny. I met him on the Low Carb Cruise. He's a comedian.
Yep. Very, very easy to digest. But there's also a film. And it looks like I want to buy dance pads.
Oh, yeah, you do?
Anyway, let's see. Okay. Dorothy says, I put both minerals and electrolytes in my coffee and collagen when I have some. Starting to add the raw egg and Keto Chow now, too. Catherine says, ruminant critters can be put out to graze on land that is too rocky, hilly, etc. for crops. And they give free fertilizer. That's actually something I was reading a story about, is some researcher was saying that cows are destroying the planet and we need to take back the land that they're grazing on and use it for other stuff.
Yeah, well, you can't use it for anything.
It's like, here in Utah,
you can't live on the side of a mountain like the way that they can graze.
Yeah, most of the land in Utah is absolutely useless for anything except for raising ruminants. Like
you'd have to take the mountain down to make it like usable. Like you'd have to really cut into it and take all the stuff out.
Yeah.
You would be ruining the mountain by putting a house there.
And you would also need 8 times more rainfall.
Yeah.
Mike says, Keto Chow, nerding since version 0.7. Elliot Smith says, I need to find a YouTube for strength training guidance that's free. I did so good in the gym years ago, but I can't afford it. Anyone know? I would actually recommend, if you have free weights, like weights that aren't attached to anything, check out Strong Lifts 5x5. It's a really good weightlifting program. But yeah, Carrie Brown says,
are you talking to Lady Smith about that?
Yeah.
And the guy's kind of cute too, by the way. If you want. If you wanted to. Was he Russian or something?
I don't know. It might be Portuguese.
Yeah.
Pamela says, I had a milk cow for many years named Claire. Loved her dearly, and her babies were just as sweet.
Aww.
Marie says, I finally tried grapefruit guava. So good. Debbie says, I made chicken and mushroom soup last night with chicken Keto Chow. It was fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah. Radical Geek points out that Dr. Living Good is a chiropractor and not a medical doctor. I have a doctorate and am halfway to getting a fitness sports medicine degree. That doesn't make me fit to give medical advice.
Oh, so we can call you Dr. Maitreya.
I'm totally doing that.
I'm going to do that too. I'm so happy.
Dorothy says, oopsie, butter in addition to all the above in my coffee as well. Let's see. Lady Smith is giving thumbs up. Jeanette says, I like Bob and Brad. Yeah, they are good for chiropractors.
I like them.
If you're talking
about
physical
therapists.
Yeah, physical therapists in actually healing that stuff. Said, and it helped me heal my shoulder.
Yeah. Well, and I like that Bob and Brad are realistic because they've seen real patients who have real problems. And so they're not just talking about hypothetical stuff. They're like, okay, if you can't do this instead. If you can't do this, do this. And these are 5 different moves that you could do. Oh, Carrie wants to say hi to you. Poke in here.
Hi to you.
Oh.
He's wearing his not real
his blue light blockers because
so you know.
he thinks he's cool. I mean, he is cool.
Maya says, Miriam, I too am married to a giant 8-year-old. No, I'm 12.
Sometimes.
Betsy says, can I enjoy your kids since I couldn't have any? Absolutely. We'll even pack them up and
we'll
ship
ship one to you.
Yeah.
The tall one will be harder to fit in a box,
you can't
though.
ship me.
I don't know. Depends on if we use some ratchet straps or not. Ellen says, love that your kids have their schedule down independently. We've worked on it. Every night we go over the schedule on the shared calendar, and every morning we go over it as well. And sometimes going over it twice actually gets it into people's brains.
Sometimes we forget about stuff, but that's okay. We try.
Like horror fire that one time.
K-Rose says, let's look at our ancestors discovering the wild frontier. They didn't eat crops. They had cattle along with them. Maya says, I love the Fathead movie.
Yes. I love the Fathead movie too. I just really like the kid one, the Fathead for Kids movie, because it dumbs it down, right?
Yep.
It makes it easy to understand. So I really like that.
Yep. Synergy says, right, Chris, the whole acidity thing seems to be misguided at best. The tight control our bodies helps prevent death, right? Lady Smith says, lots of them under Brad and Bob. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Smith says, it's strong lifts.
Oh, 5 by 5.
Yeah, 5 by 5.
5.
So there's 5 exercises, and you're doing 5 sets of each.
Well, and the cool thing about the 5 by 5 workout is it tells you exactly how much to go up. Like you can kind of, it says, okay, after this and so amount of time, after you've done this to your growth or whatever it is, till you can do it easily, then you go up to this weight. So it does the increments for you, which is cool.
Yep.
I like it.
Catherine says, I work for a hospital with any number of doctors. The line they preach regarding nutrition is appalling, but government funding means they must stick to the standard American diet,
Yes.
even if they may think otherwise. That was Michelle Hearns, the Dietitian's Dilemma. And Mark Cucuzella, who we just saw, and we're going to have him speak at Keto Salt Lake, KetoSaltLake.com.
Yes.
He runs a small clinic in West Virginia. And he deals with the whole nutrition thing all the time. Mike says he might be a guy from New Jersey doing an accent.
Yeah.
Maya says Dr. Berg is also a chiropractor, and that's the least damaging thing about him.
I'm sure he means well. Like,
yeah, Lady
he
Smith
knows
says
a lot of
strong list 5 by 5. Got it. Dr. Maitreya says you can. It's a doctorate in English literature.
You can? She said we can? Oh my gosh, I'm
Danny
so happy.
says, curious why there's not a peanut butter flavor shake. So we have a chocolate peanut butter. As far as peanut butter, the easiest way to do that our friend Joe has found is you can either use the cookies and cream or the vanilla and either add peanut powder, peanut flour, or like creamy peanut butter and whip it up in a blender or something like that.
Yep.
I actually knew a guy who...
You can add the PB2, but what is the one that's sugar-free?
PB2 Naked, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, because the regular PB2 has sugar in it.
It does have some
But
sugar.
they came out with a sugar-free one, and you can do that. And that's at like any grocery store, I think.
Yep. Patricia, dang it, says hello from India. Hello.
Hello.
Catherine says, I'm even in an employer-sponsored weight management class to get a break on my insurance. And I sit there smirking when they tell me how to eat. I like taking the questionnaire, and it's like, how many fruits and vegetables do you eat? I'm like
none.
Now, how much whole grains do you eat? I'm like, -5. I eat vegetables that my meat ate before me. Catherine says public schools may be in the same bind regarding classwork. Carrie says, Merry Christmas. Love you, bye.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Love you, bye.
Betsy says, if any of your kids like dogs, please send them my way. Most of our kids are allergic to dogs, unfortunately.
Yes. Only 2 are not. 2 and me.
Yep.
So 3 in our family.
Dania says, I'm reading The Dietitian's Dilemma right now. Yay. And by reading, I mean audible.
Hey, that's great. You can do laundry at the same time.
Yes, you can, or you can drive. Dr. Maitreya says, caramel macchiato creamy today instead of wild pints.
White
pints
that are
this week that are all beiges, caramel macchiato, pumpkin spice caramel, gingerbread. Oh, okay. So they're all about the same color.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Purple Lady says I do vanilla with PB Pure.
Perfect. That's probably it. It's probably PB Pure, not PB Naked. That's what we're saying.
Marie says, is PB2 the same as peanut butter flour? Peanut flour. It's very similar.
It's a peanut flour.
Yeah.
It just has a little bit of other stuff.
Yeah, the original PB2 did have some sugar in it. So check the ingredients, and oftentimes you can just get the stuff. Now, the stuff that we use in our chocolate peanut butter is a 28% fat light roast. Most powdered peanut butter or peanut flour, which is actually the exact same thing, is a 14% fat. So it's less fat, but it's actually very difficult to find a high-fat peanut flour. MJ says, my first meal today is pizza using Keto Chow tomato soup chopples topped with meatloaf pieces left over from Nisha's keto board meatloaf.
That's
amazing.
awesome. I love it.
Okay. Well, we're going to get off. We have been on for an hour and 9 minutes.
Whoopsie.
It's actually...
We're glad we got to chat with you guys
I kind
today.
of thought that we would go
fun.
along today, just because we didn't get to talk yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
and,
that's right.
Well, and it's about time to go over to my dad's house. So.
And we got to sing to Lisa, so that makes me happy.
Yes, we did.
Because we don't go on Sundays.
And we got to say hi to Dr. Maitreya.
Dr. Maitreya.
All right, everybody. You have a fantastic day. We'll catch you on Monday.
Bye.